Hello, it's Mike Williams and Matt
Matt
Newman.
Newman.
Hi, and Eddie's in the background. We're actually going to do real quick a follow through video just to kind of show the main ideas and the principles of the follow through. I know it's in the textbook, but I know for some of the long distance people, you haven't seen a lot of follow throughs, if any. So we're just going to try to model it and try to hit some of the main ideas. That way, if you're more of a visual learner, it may help you and add to what you've read or also what you listen to. Specifically, some of the follow through CDs.
Yeah, the follow-through CDs that have come down in the team training or in the life training have been really awesome. But they mainly talk about what to draw. So we're going to draw out what we've been shown to draw. Uh, and there's also a great follow-through CD in the top 50 book, or in the top 50 pack. So don't take this as the gospel truth. This is something that we've been doing, that we've been coached to do. But go out and play with it and do a bunch of plans so you can do a bunch of follow-throughs.
Okay, excellent. So he's the purpose of this. He's going to pretend like he had showed me an individual one-on-one, and we're going to kind of pick up right from there.
All right. So when we sit down, of course, we go through the checkpoint race again a little bit with make a friend. So Mike and I have already small talked when he came in and sat down. And one of the things that Joe has taught me recently is that in a follow through, I will talk about whatever Mike wants to talk about until he brings up the business. So at this point, okay, we've small talked and.
So,
Bring up the business.
Matt, yeah, I was listening to some of the CDs you got me. I had a couple questions.
Great. Go ahead. What questions do you have? Do you mind if I write them down just so I can keep track of
No,
your
absolutely.
thoughts here?
The first one I was wondering, I still don't understand exactly what you guys do.
Okay. And, okay, so I'll certainly answer that for you. What other questions did you come up with?
I understand the whole like money thing of the one team you can make 500 and the second team you can make like to 2,000, but I still don't understand how I make money. Like it just, I don't know, I just don't get that.
That's an excellent question, and this being a business, obviously, there's a way to make money out of this. Great money, actually, which would be really nice for you. I know you have big dreams of getting that hunting cabin and whatever type of gun you said you like. So at this point, I'm going to try to bring them back around to the dream. I may field a few more questions as well, but I'm really not going to. Say again?
Why don't you do that?
Bring it to the dream?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a great question about money. We definitely want to show you how the money is made in this, so that you can get that cabin, that hunting cabin you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be great.
You got a long weekend coming up, huh? You're off work Monday?
You can't get it to me by this weekend, can you?
No. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. But
oh, okay. I was going to say.
But just imagine what it would be like if you could spend the whole weekend up at your cabin and not have to worry about coming back. You know, you could spend a whole week up there and not have to worry about coming back because your boss tells you to.
That would be great. That'd be great. Yeah, I know Rachel's really. If we could get her out of there, I know she's really stressed with work. So.
Yeah. How's work treating you?
It's work. It pays the bills.
Yeah. This will definitely do that as well. So, we'll definitely walk through what exactly it is we do. Chris Brady, I think, did a great job on the... what's the name of the CD? It just slipped my mind. Living the Life You've Always Wanted. What did you like about that CD?
I don't know. It was good. I guess maybe I kind of lost interest a little bit. I was kind of, at the first part, just kind of wondering, like, it almost felt like they were trying to convince me to get into business. I guess I didn't, I don't know, pay attention the whole way through.
All right, fair enough. And, yeah, and some of those CDs, depending on your personality type, you may not.
Now, Oren was hilarious.
Yeah, you liked Oren?
Yeah, that was hilarious. That sounded like me and Rachel. Yeah, that was, whew, yeah. She didn't like that, but I liked it.
Because it reminded her of,
of me,
you.
yeah.
All right, so you said, we'll explain what you did, we'll show you how the money's made, and I can leave you a bunch of. I'll walk through the principles here, and what I'll do is leave you with some additional information because it sounds like you're interested. You just have a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I don't like, I really don't like making sometimes a commitment till I really know all the details. I'm a detail person.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't commit to Rachel until you understood everything about her, huh?
Well, apparently I didn't figure that out either. No, I'm just kidding. And what? Part of it is too. Maybe I should have listened to the CDs more than once. That might have helped out.
Hey, no problem. No problem. We do what we have time for, and that's one of the great things about this. One of the great things about it is, as I explained in the plan, just to refresh your memory here a little bit, there's already an existing community here, and we're going to tie you into this community. So if you don't have a whole lot of time to listen to the training materials, or to listen to, or if you initially don't have a whole lot of time to listen to the product CDs to improve in those 8 Fs. Remember those 8 F categories?
Yeah, see, that kind of confused me too, because the CDs, like, they were more about the business, and I was kind of looking at it too from like the leadership aspect, and I guess I didn't understand. Like, I was really interested in the LOR series, and I guess I didn't understand how the two connect or whatever.
Great. Okay, and I'm glad you're thinking about those types of things. You're a real thinker. I like that. So you'll be great at this. So what we'll do is we'll tie you into the community here, and we'll get you on that LLR subscription. I'll leave you a flyer to tell you a little bit more about that. And if you don't have a whole lot of time, this community will be building your business for you. That's Team Approach, the Chapter 9 out of the book.
Yeah, that's one thing. Time. I was just sitting there trying to think. I mean, is this like a part-time job where I have to commit to like 20 hours a week, or?
Absolutely not. See, if you just put in 2 hours here, 2 hours a week, maybe that's too much. 1 hour a week, maybe. And these people here in your team, or these people that have been put in your team, maybe this guy is an alcoholic and doesn't do anything.
That's John, isn't it?
Yeah.
No,
that's what I was
he's a
thinking
nice guy, though.
If you only have 1 hour to put in, this community is going to continue to grow with or without you by us sponsoring people into your team. So if you only put in 1 hour and these guys put in hours under here, you're looking at 14 hours worth of work. And that's the power of compounding. That's the power of working as a team.
Okay.
And not like teams like, I know where you work. I work in a similar environment. Not teams like they do there, where they call you a team so that the go-getters can pick up the slack of the lazy people.
Yeah, like, and they knew who to yell at when they don't have the stuff on time. Okay.
Right.
Hey, I'm on your team, meaning you didn't have your project done. Hurry up. That type of thing?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we're a real big team at work.
Yeah. So we'll tie you into this Team Approach. And there's really 4... this is like driving a car. There's 4 wheels to this thing, or what we call 4 pillars. And you'd probably agree, it's better to drive a car with 4 wheels than just 1.
I've done it with 3. I wouldn't recommend it.
I've done it with a bent frame before. That's
actually okay.
My brother. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is tie you into why would you want to do this. So we already talked about that was supposed to be a C. We already talked about your cabin that you wanted and your gun. What type of gun was that again?
There's a ton of them. There's
a
lot.
Big gun. We'll have to hook you up with Scott Strout. He's got some big guns.
Okay.
You said you're not too crazy about your job, so we could get your job optional here.
I could deal with that.
All right. 2 to 5 years good enough for that, or
2 to 5? 2 to 5 would be fantastic.
All right.
Because right now I'm looking at a lot.
Yeah, that 45-year plan's creeping up, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll tie in, and I would, if this were an actual follow-through, I'd spend some more time here, but for the sake of video, we'll move on.
And I'll add something too, like, seriously, the dream, like, if you can tie their dream into why to do this, and this is the only way they can get their dream, that is one of the most important things in the follow-through, because most people either stop dreaming or they got to the point where they're just despondent and don't think there's any possible way for them getting the dream. Mm-hmm. So if you can find a way to tie their dream into how they can get it through this business, that is the key to the follow-through and the plan. But
and that's one of the nice things I learned from Greg Johnson's Little Things CD. When you give them the first night pack, really promote that flyer that's in there and have them fill it out.
Yeah.
Have them write on it, so when they bring it back to you at the follow-through, you have something to talk about. And then you can ask questions like, well, what size cabin do you want? Would you like to have a bearskin rug in there? Where would it be, in Montana or Oregon, and lay out some details. Get them thinking about this kind of thing. Let them do the talking. Ask them questions. Let them do the talking.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. All right. So here's how we can get you that thing. You said, what do we do? We're going to tie you into some supply. Is it?
No, we're good.
Away? Good. Okay, and support. All right. So supply is those life materials. You said about the LLR, the leadership material.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, we're going to tie you into that. That's one of our subscriptions. We have LLR, Life, AGO, those things, those books and CDs we talked about. So this is going to be books and CDs that come down in a monthly subscription, and these are the things that really focus on improving you. So in your position, you said about your leadership. You want to learn more about leadership. How could that improve what you do? How do you see that working for you?
Well, I like leadership, and that's one of the things I think I realize is sometimes I recognize that in some of the places I work, there's kind of a lack of leadership. And I think a lot of people are kind of drawn to people who have leadership skills. Mm-hmm. So that's just something I've tried to focus on.
Absolutely. And what experience do you have up to this point with? Have you read a lot about leadership books or listened to a lot?
Not a lot. I've had a couple people put some quotes about John Maxwell and other individuals, and I've looked on their websites and stuff, but I've never really read anything, I would say, other than some quotes or some quick articles. No books or anything.
Okay, then you're going to love this, because this will be like reading those little quotes kind of through a fire hose. You're going to love this, and I think it'll really pay off for you too. So we're going to tie you into one of those monthly subscriptions, which will help to develop your leadership skills.
Now, and I have a question. Now, how does the finance, is that the finance pack, would that fall into that side of things too? Would it fall into the supply or the support? To maximize your finance thing that you showed me at the plan.
The green box.
Yeah.
That's that falls into supply, because that has some points on it that'll help you generate some income.
So anything that teaches you how to improve something is in supply.
Absolutely.
So what's in support then?
A great question. I'm glad you asked that. Support then is our life training, the life business training.
Okay.
And that's going to be 4 CDs every 2 weeks, and that's going to help you grow develop your business.
Okay.
So these things are going to teach you about you. These things are going to teach you about your business, how we put it together, how we structure these communities so that they stay together and generate that type of income that can get you that cabin and the BMW, that red BMW you've been dreaming about.
Yeah. So, which one, the CDs you gave me the other night, that would they go into the supply side or the support side? The first night pack, I think it's called.
Okay. That would be a support, because that introduced you, like you said in the beginning, that talked a lot about the business and how the business goes. So that's
something someone would use to build their business.
Absolutely.
Not really improve themselves.
Right. And that's why I gave that to you, because I'd want to have you as a business partner.
So that's kind of like that leverage thing you mentioned during the plan?
Exactly. So
I went over your notes. They were pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you. You are quite the student. I'm impressed. Usually teachers make the worst student. No.
Well, I do know a lot of things that you got wrong, but that's okay.
That's all right. Hey, it's not about the details, right? Okay, so that's really what we do, is we help people, help people develop themselves and structure a sustainable residual income, that pipeline income.
Okay.
So they can live the life they've always wanted. So we help people get what they want, so we can get what we want.
Okay.
That's an old John Maxwell maybe quote.
Okay.
Zig Ziglar. So each of the people in your team are going to be in this supply and support.
Okay.
And by participating in some of these subscriptions in the supply, it's going to generate dollars flowing through your business, which will then get transformed into income.
Okay, so basically, it's kind of like a cable subscription, and then every time someone signs up, the cable company gets a certain amount of revenue from that.
Right, and you're the cable company.
Oh,
right?
Well, I kind of like that.
Yeah. So you don't, and just like being a cable customer, as I used to be. You know, the cable company doesn't come to me every month and say, "Hey, you want to renew your subscription to cable this month?" You know, it's just automatic every month.
Okay.
All right. And
Until you forget to pay it.
until you forget to pay it, and then they wait 3 months and turn it off and charge you late fees. Yeah. Okay. So that's really what we do. We tie people into these subscriptions to improve themselves, and we tie them into a support system so that this structure stays together and you get that pipeline income coming in over and over and over again.
So the life training thing, is that that you have on the right there, is that just CDs or what is that?
That's 4 CDs every 2 weeks, and we do have a little textbook. That's part of this, isn't it? Yeah. And between the two, we'll tie you in to our school. That's not really what we call it, but you can think of it as being school. 5 days per month. Now think of your
I think I say a week. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I don't know if I can do that.
5 days a month. You know, think of your job. If you went to your job 5 days a month.
I tried that one time.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, not so well.
Yeah. And that school really ties these things together. It'll show you, when you go to those, you'll start seeing the connection between how this all works.
So is that like that open meeting you were talking about?
The open meetings, yeah.
Okay.
And we have a seminar coming up next weekend, the 7th.
Okay.
With Claude and Lana Hamilton. You gotta get there. And the great thing is, this is all included free for 30 days when you hold your spot in the team.
Oh, I remember you showed. Okay, well, see, that's kind of. I don't know. I'm more of a visual person, so I remember you at the end saying some of those things. But okay, that makes more sense then.
Great. I'm a teacher for a reason, I guess. Then you're a good student, though. I mean, you're picking this up. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about, the fourth wheel in this, is the 5-step pattern, and this is really a lot of what the support system is going to teach you. And this goes back to your original question of what is it that we do.
Okay.
Okay. What we do is we help people make a list.
Okay.
Which I did with you. I made a list and your name was on it because you're somebody that I'd love to be in business with. You're somebody I think is ambitious, looking, teachable, and honest. And I think we would work really well together. And I want to help you get these, that pogo stick that you've been
it's
dreaming
a nice
about
one.
since you were 6 years old.
Even though it's used, it's still a nice one. A little rusty, but
yeah, a little Rust-Oleum on there.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to help you make a list. We're going to show you a systematic way to contact people off of that list.
Okay, kind of like the way you called me?
Exactly.
Okay.
I called you up and
what did you say again? I kind of forget.
It's actually all written down on a script.
Oh, okay.
I can run through that with you.
So I don't have to I can actually read it. I don't have to memorize it?
Exactly. And the more you practice, the better it is, obviously.
Yeah, because it sounded like it was pretty natural when you called.
And when I called you, what did you know about what I was going to show you?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, and then we got together and talked about it.
I tried asking you a couple questions, but you told me it'd make more sense.
I'm a little
and it
slippery.
Did. It made more sense when we got together, so I guess you didn't lie to me.
Excellent. We're going to show the plan like we did last time we were together. The life training, the support will show you how to do that.
So wait a second. So when we got together, you said how many steps are there?
5.
So when we met the first time, we were already over halfway through.
Exactly. And the last
the
last 2 steps are really easy. We follow through, draw this out to people so we can answer a bunch of their questions.
Okay.
Have I answered your question so far today?
Yeah, but it seems like it's too simple.
It is. It's the simplest thing in the world. It's not always easy because then you have to rotate this pattern and teach it to other people. The support system there is to help you, and your team is there to help you as well. But we're dealing with people.
Okay.
And you work with people in your current job, right? You're not a cubicle kind of guy.
Yeah.
So it's really simple what we do. We share as I explained in the plan, we share life-changing information with them, with people, find people who are interested in changing their lives, getting the things that they've always wanted, and building an asset. We're in the business of building business builders. And this is how we do it. This is the way it's been done for 20 years, and it works.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Great. So, since this makes a lot of sense, and you're definitely looking for leadership material to get that pogo stick, that cracks me up. I love pogo sticks too. I'd love to have you hold your spot in the team, as we discussed last time. It's about $89.99, and love to have you on board. I'd love to have the opportunity to work with you and